On July 1, 1867, 4 provinces became one. But how did a distant British colony become a self-governing nation?
By the 1860s, British North America teetered on the edge. 4 colonies, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Quebec, and Ontario, faced a shared crisis. Trade routes were fragmented. A growing population demanded more control. The British Empire, stretched thin by global wars, could offer little.
Confederation was never a given. Loyalists in Canada East and West clashed over language, land, and power. Some feared losing regional autonomy. Others saw unity as the only path forward. The British Parliament hesitated. But the colonies had no choice.
Railroads linked distant towns, but they also exposed weaknesses.
The Red River Rebellion of 1869 showed how fragile control was. The British feared American expansion. A unified Canada could act as a buffer. But how to make it happen? Britain's global conflicts left little room for oversight. The American Civil War had drained resources. The British North America Act, drafted in London, promised self-government, but it had to be accepted by the colonies. The clock was ticking.
Geography shaped destiny.
The St. Lawrence River separated Ontario from Quebec. The Atlantic provinces felt isolated. A confederation would require compromise. But the land itself was a unifying force. The fur trade had long bound communities together. Indigenous peoples, Métis, and settlers all relied on shared resources. But old tensions lingered. Confederation would need to address these wounds. On July 1, 1867, the British North America Act came into force. The province of Canada, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick joined as one. The Dominion of Canada was born. Sir John A. Macdonald, Canada's first Prime Minister, saw a nation in the making. His vision? A united Canada, strong enough to resist American influence. The red ensign, with the Union Jack and a maple leaf, became Canada's flag. It symbolized a new path, separate from Britain but still loyal. The British North America Act outlined a federal system. Quebec and Ontario shared power. The House of Commons would be elected, but the Senate, appointed by Britain, would balance it. The new constitution included rights for French and English speakers. It laid the groundwork for a bilingual nation, but it also left room for future expansion.
Canada's military was still under British command.
But the new nation would eventually forge its own identity, in war and peace.
By the 1870s, Manitoba joined Confederation.
The Dominion Lands Act opened the West for settlement. Canada was growing, but not without conflict. The Transcontinental Railway linked the Atlantic and Pacific. It symbolized unity, but relied on indigenous labor and land. The legacy of this project would be debated for generations. Over time, the Senate's power waned. The House of Commons became the true voice of the people. But the original 1867 framework still shaped Canada's identity. In 1965, the maple leaf flag replaced the red ensign. It marked a new era, one where Canada could stand on its own. Confederation's legacy includes unresolved tensions with Indigenous peoples. Treaties were broken, but reconciliation efforts continue. From Confederation to the moon, Canada's story is one of ambition. The nation born in 1867 continues to reach for the stars. Canada's story is far from over. What will its next chapter hold? Subscribe to see.